What's good? What it is, your boy Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired Sunday Night Rant. What up? Hope that you having a good day. It's your boy Simon Phoenix, Sunday Night Rant. And today's topic that caught my eye, that made me kind of want to rant, is LeVar Ball and his recent comment on a podcast. So if you don't know who LeVar Ball is a 6'6", tight end, former NFL player, practice team. That is a guy that has 3 sons, 2 of which have made the NBA. So LeVar is a guy who gets a lot of criticism because he says some, let's say, outlandish things from time to time, such as his son is better than LeBron James, things of that nature. And once again, LeVar finds himself in the news. Now, why is LeVar in the news, you may say? Well, he recently said that his sons would not be able to find a good mate because they're NBA players. So he stated that when you're a NBA player, you're only going to meet hoes. His words, not mine. And because you will meet them in malls, clubs, and out to eat in restaurants, things of that nature, you will not meet them in the average flow of life. Right? He said, because of this fame and notoriety, you will most likely not meet a good woman because you're NBA players. So what do I think of this and why, right? Well, looking at history says that it is highly hard for you to be someone of means and find a suitable mate. That throughout history, you can go pretty much to almost every celebrity, every athlete, and you will find a war zone of divorce. People feeling like the situation isn't right for them any longer. And some of this has to do with the individual with the fame not being mature enough to deal with the relationship. Some of it has to do with, I love it, someone always texts when I'm on the show. Someone is going to not be able to handle the fame of the individual they're with, and they're going to do more than they should. These are going to be the things that happen within that relationship on average. And so looking at it from that point of view, the answer would seem to be yes, LeVar's not lying. And I think that the people who had got an uproar, ladies, forget that with fame comes groupies. And I think groupies would be a better word than hoes. I'm not really into calling women hoes, but I understand why that term was used. And I know it's wrong, but it is still accurate. And the reason why that's accurate is because you're going to have a lot of women who are in it for the bag. We always talk about the bag, getting to the money, catching a lick in hood terminologies. That there's a lot of women out there that's what they're on. And if you're someone like one of the Ball sons, then a woman's going to look at you like a potential payday. And this in itself is problematic because he's going into situations viewing it as you're nice, you're pretty, I like hanging out with you. And she's looking at him like an ATM machine. So she's going to give him whatever he likes. She's going to mold to his likes, wants, and needs. And you see this all the time, that there are women out there who will morph themselves to like what you like. So if you're into basketball, as a NBA player should be, she's going to know all your stats, who the superstar players are and why they are good. That conversation is always going to be there. And so she's going to seem like a person who is interested until you figure out that no, she has this information strictly to pimp you. And if, like some others have said, if you're a lady who decides that you are in it for the bag, it is hard to see some individuals who don't know any better resisting those charms. So when people talk about LeVar Ball in this sense and say that he is wrong for his conversation, I would say no. I would say, as a father, as a male, as someone who has paid attention to pro athletics, I know for sure that if you are a man of means, there are going to be women with unsavory tendencies trying to get their hands on you. And for me, the numbers say that the math is going to raise, even if it's by 5%. And we know it's something way larger than that. That is obvious it's larger than that. And it's not that I want to attack women. I'm not, because there's male groupies as well. You could turn the tables and say that there are plenty of women entertainers who have been taken by untalented males that they've dated, and they were in it for the bag, for that money. That's just what it is. So when you look at what LeVar is talking about, and then you look at the situation that his sons are in, being NBA players, appearing on TV, doing interviews and podcasts, yes, there are women that are checking you out. There are women that are researching you. They're putting themselves in the best position to date you if they run across you. So yes, they're going to be at the bars. They're going to be at the clubs. They're going to be at any of the places that men of means in that job field will be at. That's just what it is. And it's going to be hard. Let me say that again. It's going to be hard if you are a male and you're in a club and something delicious walks past you because your normal thought is to shoot your shot. And when you get to asking your questions, you're not asking the right questions to figure out if she's against you or not. You're asking the questions to get to know her. You're asking the questions to see if you can have sex with her. Let's be 100, right? So these are guys who are not paying attention. You having alcohol, you kicking it, you chilling, you in the club, you run across this dime. She's stalking you and know everything about you. You know nothing about her. You're already at a disadvantage. So what happens? She tells you about your favorite colors. She tells you about how you like sports. She plays the role of someone who is compatible with you. You love red. She really like blue, but she like red is my favorite color. You like, oh man, I love red. That's my shit. You talking about, man, I want this dark liquor. She like, I love dark liquor. But in reality, she a vodka chick. She's done molded herself to you, to your likes. And this is how you're going to get caught up. And when you're a pro athlete or anybody of means in the spotlight, I would say that what LeVar is saying is very true. You should be about your purpose at that time. You should be doing the best you can in that thing, because it's going to be the breadwinner for your lifetime. So you might as well devote all your energy and time into that and come back around to relationships. The only thing that LeVar said that I didn't agree with was when he said that women of age 30 and over being single, then the question is, why is she single? That's a hard hill to climb as well. I would defer and say that if a woman makes it to 30 and is still single, that is normally the normal process of life. That she's went through life and dated some knuckleheads and bumped her head, and she is now 30 and figured out her purpose in life. And so now she's ready to be a complete mate. So I don't think that's necessarily true that you as a woman over the age of 30 is not great wife material. I don't believe that. And I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but for me, I just see it as that's not the call. That's not the thing that would keep me from messing with a woman, is because she was over 30. Now, some of that is I'm old as hell, but the other part of it is just rationally. Sometimes people in relationships don't find the best of themselves until over 30, because they've matured enough to have some game to apply to life. They have something to give back. And that's very important when you have something to give back within the relationship. Just being able to have general knowledge of, you cook some things, you went some places, that makes you a more interesting person than, say, when you were 21, when you were 22, when you were 23. You really didn't know nothing. You thought you knew some stuff, but you really didn't know nothing. And you couldn't really contribute properly. And now when you're in your 30s, you got some stuff that you understand. You've been through some things. You've seen some stuff. So now you have a little more to contribute to this relationship. So I just found that to be extremely interesting that LeVar jumped into that bath of hot water like James Brown in the hot tub. Whoa, baby, it's just too hot. But I understood exactly where he was coming from, because I've had this conversation with young men before. I've said to them, like, look, if you're playing the sport, you don't really have time for a girlfriend. And if you do have a girlfriend, you should want her to be someone that was on the team before you look like you was going to be the man. Because you don't know their intent once you've become the man. The odds of you running into the average woman is slim to none now, because your doors are being flooded by the beautiful girls. And a lot of them aren't in it for your best. They don't want to see your best. They're not in it for your best, and they don't want to see your best. What they want to see is you get the bag and how you can make that help them out. And that in itself is what's scary. So I could understand LeVar Ball explaining that to his sons and saying, yo, it's not going to be what you want it to be, but I will call.
I smell bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I smell bullshit, lies, and deceit
against women of age 30 not being good wives or mates. That is bullshit. So I wanted to run through that. Now I got one more rant in me, but we gonna, take a slide out real fast for some commercials.
This show was brought to you by Mindbender Incorporated in association with
Ashy Radio.
And now, back to your regular scheduled show. Shots fired.
Johnny Ray Ray's security team. That's right, the legendary Johnny Ray Ray security team has a service or a plan for you, for your home, for your business, for your auto or boats. That's right, you can get a one-on-one personal security officer to take care of everything you need to protect you from any and all threats. If you need more, we can bring and provide a team of well-trained superstars made by Johnny Ray Ray himself. And don't forget our special deal. Right now, you can get our baby mama protection plan. This includes protection from your home, protection for your business, and protection for your personal well-being. Johnny Ray Ray security team. Better be protected. Hey, are you tired of having that upset stomach, that bubbly guts feeling? Then I need you to get with Tyrone's Gas X. That's right, Tyrone's Gas X is known to stop upset stomach, farting, wet farting, hard farting, bubble guts, squishy guts, and the runs.
Please use as directed. Side effects may be hair loss, weakness of jawline, weakness of pull-out game, lip dick, and pimples.
Tyrone's Gas X. Stop you from having that shitty feeling.
Welcome back to Shots Fired with Simon Phoenix.
So the next thing that I wanted to get my rant on, so to speak, was I wanted to talk about the versus match. That's right, that versus match between Jeezy and Gucci Mane. So if you don't know, if you've not been paying attention, then there is a such thing as versus, where two artists show up and their catalog is put against each other. They are allowed to pick 20 songs. And us as the viewers or fans or listeners get to say who we think won. Well, by popular argument, Jeezy won. But I wasn't really shocked at that as a hip hop fan. I immediately thought to myself, Jeezy has more hits. But it was interesting to me, like most people, because these men have beef. Supposedly they got into a altercation about a song they both did called So Icy and who the song belonged to. Gucci Mane said the song was his. Jeezy said the song was his. So apparently, or supposedly, Jeezy put a hit out on Gucci Mane's chain, saying that, hey, I will give out 10 bands to anybody that grabs the chain. Well, Gucci Mane's house was broken into for this robbery, supposedly, and Gucci Mane shot one of the assailants, and he beat the case and didn't go to prison and wasn't killed. Well, him shooting that assailant caused that man to die, and that man was a friend of Jeezy. And their beef has been simmering for over 10 years. So it was shocking to see them, number one, agree to this, and number two, to be in the same building at the same time. At this event, it seemed to be that Gucci Mane was shooting shots. He even played the diss song against Gucci Mane, talking about how he shot his friend. Let that sink in. And what did Gucci Mane do after that? He still continued to lose as he talked shit about he was wearing lots of money. And Jeezy responded by saying, I own probably half of Atlanta. Now, that's probably definitely an overstatement. But the point is that I own real estate. You can wear riches. They're not worth much, but real estate, I can get my money back at the bare minimum. I thought that their in-between banter and Gucci Mane's behavior was atypical of somebody who doesn't understand how things work. That you going up against Jeezy when Jeezy has a lot of fan favorite hits, and you playing underground hits weren't going to do it for you. You also poking the bear made you look like a clown. You both appeared on TV. You're said that the beef is really not a thing. Gucci Mane has made improvements to his life, so this seemed to be a step back. And this was not a James Harden step back where it was pretty. This was some silliness. But Jeezy took the high ground the whole time. He did not feed into the poking of the bear. He continued to have fun. His verbal jabs was adult-like. And when he was declared the winner, what I thought was, this is a moment for grown man shit. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is when you have someone who you, by all rights, should be able to kick their ass, talk crazy to them, act a fool, as my mama used to say, and you still choose to take the high ground because it's the most adult thing you can do. It's the most manly thing you can do. It's the most intelligent move that's on the table, and you choose to do it because it's rational. I'm behind that. I seen a meme, and the meme said that Jeezy outclassed him, out-musicked him, and out-adulted him. And for me, I'm like, that's spot on. That's the reason why I wanted to have this rant, is because of the fact of the matter is I will stand like a man when I have to, because you will not make a fool of me while making a fool of you. Because that's basically what Gucci did. He made a fool of himself. By you playing a diss song against a person live in the place to be, and trying to use it as fuel to say why you're a better artist is not going to work when they're playing the songs where they packed the club with. That's not going to do it for you. For you to try to get him off his square in that manner was silly. But I believe that that's your team's fault, that they didn't put you on. They didn't give you good game. They didn't say to you, hey, we gonna play just the hits and only the hits. I think that your squad, the people that are around you, allowed you to come up with this stupid plan and said, well, it might work. Unfortunately for you and your camp, it did not. It was a bona fide failure, just what it is. Or as I like to say, it is really just,
I smell bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I smell bullshit. Lies and deceit.
that's what it is. It's bullshit. Flat out, up and down. So to watch you try to humiliate that man was funny to me, because I wanted to see how he was going to react. He was the person with something to lose. He is the guy who has been making power moves to do other things, to be a complete businessman, and not take anything away from Gucci Mane, because I understand that Gucci has really been putting it down, stayed within the limelight, so to speak, kept his fire burning. So I have nothing against Gucci. I just knew that this was going to be some silliness, and I find it to be very funny that he tried it. Like, I just couldn't get over the fact that nobody in his camp told him, no, don't do that one. Don't do that. Don't play no diss songs, none of that. Just leave that alone. So that was a interesting versus, and my prediction was certified good that Jeezy prevailed. Well, that's it for the Shots Fired Sunday night rant. I have been your boy, Simon Phoenix. Appreciate you for coming to the show, listening, hanging out with your boy. Do remember to check the fan page on Facebook. I will be giving away Shots Fired mugs. And if you're in the greater Grand Rapids area, I will drop them off personally. If not, I will shoot them out to the mail to those other listeners as soon as possible if you are a winner. Anyway, holla at me on the fan page. Tell me what you need, what you like. You know how we do. I've been your boy, Simon Phoenix. This has been Shots Fired. Holla.